Today's video is a recipe for a butternut squash fall quesadilla. If you are looking for more ways to use fall produce, especially hard winter squashes like butternut squash, this is going to be the recipe for you. Butternut squash is an awesome source of vitamin A, which is really important for eye health, but more importantly, it's a great way to add in an unusual vegetable for your family into something that everyone loves, a quesadilla. So if you want to see how this recipe is made, just keep watching.
Well, this is what happens when your neighbors decide to do construction. So today, this recipe is going to be with a voiceover. We're going to start by grating some fontina cheese for the quesadilla. The great thing about fontina cheese is it is super meltable, but not in a Kraft Singles kind of way. It has a certain type of flavor. It's just super soft and gorgeous and melty. For a single tortilla, it's going to be about 3/4 of a cup of cheese, but honestly, just start grating, see where you go. And then you're gonna slice up some bacon. I did about 2 slices full, and I started chopping. And then a clove of garlic minced. Okay, so I have a lot of regret with this because this really should have been cooked. When we were eating this in retrospect, it was really garlicky. So try and get some pre-roasted garlic or saute it really quickly before you throw it in the quesadilla. It was a really bad idea. Next up is slicing this cute, freaking adorable mini butternut squash. My husband says, don't tell people they're gonna be able to find these because they aren't. This is from my CSA. So I went ahead and I poked this with a fork and I microwaved it to cook it through because it's the only way to really cut a winter squash. Cut off the top, cut it in half, scoop out the seeds, and then you start slicing. The best place to slice butternut squash for this particular recipe is using the neck. So I just cut off the neck top and start peeling away the skin. Once you have the skin removed, go ahead and pull out a chopping knife and just slice it into slivers. The point is you're gonna create a large surface area for chopping, so every bite of quesadilla has just the right amount of butternut squash. Not too much, but not nothing at all. At this part of the recipe, we've already toasted this bottom part of the tortilla. Do not skip this part of the recipe because it is the most essential, which I will show you later with the sound bite. But at this point, we're gonna go ahead and start building. First, you're gonna layer on the fontina cheese, and you're gonna do it evenly. I kind of skimped on the edges. In retrospect, this was a super bad idea. You want cheese in an even coverage. And then you're gonna go ahead and start layering the ingredients so every bite has just the right amount of ingredients. What I really love about this recipe is everyone loves the quesadilla, and this is a great way to incorporate butternut squash in a way that everyone will be willing to try. No person has ever said, I don't want to try that quesadilla. This is one of my favorite unexpected parts of the recipe. I'm throwing in some pumpkin seeds. Now, when I originally tried these pumpkin seeds, they were raw, they were not toasted, and they were disgusting plain, but in this quesadilla, they add a really good layer of crunch that really doesn't need a lot of extra salt or flavor because of the cheese, and in this case, the bad idea raw garlic, but in your case, it will be a very delicious, already roasted garlic that you're going to throw into the quesadilla. Now for this final layer, I'm going to be adding a layer of Parmesan cheese. And you may be thinking, Parmesan cheese and quesadilla, those don't exactly go together, but trust me, they totally do flavor profile-wise. And then we're gonna top it with a little bit of cayenne pepper. I was a little bit heavy-handed here, but it was totally okay. And now a layer of crisped tortilla on top. And now the compiled quesadilla goes back on the oven to melt the cheese. Here is the most essential, most important part of why you need to do this recipe. Was it good for you? It was good for me. So please learn from my childhood mistakes. Never, ever, ever microwave a quesadilla. You should always pre-toast each side of the tortilla to get that excellent crispy crunch that is so essential. So now for the toppings. You guys are gonna think this is weird, but this actually is so good, and we do this in sandwiches all the time in this house. Top the quesadilla with a little bit of fruit jelly or jam. Seriously, I promise it's really a nice balance of acidity to balance out the fattiness of that cheese. Now topping number 2 is optional. This is a little bit of sour cream, but could easily be a 0% Greek yogurt. I really like it just because I like the coolness and contrast to the warm tortilla. And then of course we have fresh herbs. This is a little bit of thyme and we have a little bit of parsley coming right up. Now to me, the herbs are equally essential. I really think it kind of helps make this taste like a quesadilla Thanksgiving topping. I don't know what it is, but they're delicious. So don't skip the herbs if you have a choice. So that is it for this easy recipe. I hope you guys take a chance, buy a butternut squash, and try this delicious fall quesadilla. Let me know in the comment section what your favorite way is to eat a butternut squash, and I will see you guys next time.